Oh, this is not good. This is not good. All right, let's see what's going on over here. $37 for a Clown Cafe shirt. The Dead Coconut Club, nightly during Halloween Horror Nights. The man, the myth, the curator. Okay, guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another Halloween Horror Nights 2025 update. I've not been here in a week and a half. There's so much to go over. Construction updates, new merchandise, Coconut Club updates, new HHN food. But guys, we did it. We hit the next tier while I was in California. So we just flew in this morning. So we're here doing the update. Then tomorrow's video is going to be the Midsummer Scream HHN update. And then the next construction update here, we will reveal the Usher artifact. But we hit the tier while we were in California. I love you guys so much. This has been such a great HHN update season. So the next goal is 80K, which is wild. If you didn't know, we're so close to kind of like dethroning the official HHN YouTube channel. Half of you guys currently are not subscribed who watch the videos. We have a little challenge now. If we hit 76,000, we're gonna have a reward to show you guys, 78,000 and then 80,000. So I own one of the largest HHN collections in the world. So I'm gonna reveal like a jaw-dropping artifact to you guys every single one of those tiers that we hit. Like, your mind is gonna be blown. I promise it'll be worth the wait, but we got this. So on that note, it is time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights. Sure of the day, we're gonna go back to HHN Hollywood. So the year they had the Nope Tear Tram, and then also Us was a part of it. So on that note, let's roll the commercial.
Okay, I'm hurrying, Kyle. I'll be there as soon as I can. Bye. Come on.
Taking a dark new turn, featuring Jordan Peele's Nope and Us, only at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay, welcome back. Let's head in. Let's rock and roll. Let's go. All right, so no big medallion yet, but they have the truss work set up with so many lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's like 15 lights on this truss work and then 10 lights on that truss work. But it looks like all the electrical has been hooked up. They're running it down the truss work, down here. And then I can't show you where that goes, but it'll go all the way around there. It is good to be back. I have missed Universal Studios Florida so much. The Unmasking the Horror Tour has started now. I don't do mine till a couple weeks into the HHN season. I don't want to spoil myself, but they've started now. So this is where the check-in is going to be, over there. Oh, there it is. They got the sign up. It's right there. So we got the truss set up right there with 3 speakers that'll play the audio. First stop is going to be inside the sweet shop. They got a bloody chocolate chip cookie right there. If you come over here, we got that Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. So we're gonna get some of this on the way out. Looks like a brownie cookie. Then you're gonna have a Little Boo sugar cookie. Then there's gonna be a Mel's Diane cake, a Mel's Diane cherry pie, an Evil Mr. Cupcake. That's great, that's such a good design. Then they're gonna have a Freddy Fazbear caramel apple, and then the Art Krispies, but as a Rice Krispie treat, and then like a Clown Cafe brownie. So it's all little treats that have popped up now, but you pick it up here inside the sweet shop. Dude, look at it. So much has changed. So the sign has been installed. My buddy Ethan took a photo last night. Blue glow looks really good. And then we got these massive gargoyles down here as you're entering in. So they've added the vine work, twig work, all over these massive gargoyles that guard each side. So here's the natural vines where they're planted, and they're running them all over the sculpture. And also the vines are continuing all around the truss work, around the base, all over the gate here. Look at the size of that gate. They've also added a speaker right there. They've added the vine work and twig work all over the performer stage. So they'll have a performer here, you know, when you're first walking in. They've also added this character trigger right there. So they'll hit that trigger and then a sound effect will probably happen right there. And then also over here on the base of the truss work, vine work, twig work, all over this massive gate, all over the gargoyle. Now this is an actual entrance to an event. Look at that. Just think, last year all we had was 2 pieces of cloth, and now we have this when guests are walking in. And this is just during the daytime. We don't even know how it's gonna be lit during the nighttime, how it's gonna feel with all the characters, but already this year, is looking good. It also looks like all the new window displays have an IP poster in there. So it looks like they've broken through the stained glass. So you're gonna have one for Five Nights at Freddy's right there. Then you're gonna have another one for Fallout. In this broken stained glass, you'll have Art the Clown and Terrifier. Over here is gonna be the Wyatt 6, Let Me In. And then Jason Universe is off here in the corner. And if you loop around here, then they're gonna have a little promo for Mel's Die-In. And then the last broken window is going to be the one and only Little Boo. So the HHN merch has now made it out of All Halsey Boutique and Five and Dime, and it's currently at the Universal Security gift shop. It's at City Walk, and then now it's here in the main Universal gift shop here at Universal Studios. $13 for this new magnet, and then $33 for this new short sleeve shirt. Now this is going to be kind of the artist signature series. So the artists kind of made their own little portraits of themselves. So they're all drastically different. So you got one design there. Oh, he's sticking the paintbrushes into his eyes. A bug is coming out of him. And then this one's like turning into a monster. So they actually are doing a artist autograph signing. We'll go over that real quick.
Okay, so Chris Gardner tweeted out this. He said HHN 34 merch artist signing on September 18th from 3:30 until 6:30 at Five and Dime, just clarified. If the turnout is good, there'll be another signing in October. Spread the word and pack that joint for us. Hope to see you there.
Now also on top of the truss work, they've added different lights and different speakers to the top of it.
Okay, so guys, since we're so close to the opening of HHN, we got to bring back the cabbie countdown. So we are 6 days from the opening of Halloween Horror Nights 2025. I'm just like so giddy at this point, being back in the park, seeing how much it's changed and evolved.
Now they started doing this last year, but they've changed all the lights inside the bathroom, and they've also changed them throughout the entire park, it looks like. So they're going to be going for kind of the blue accent with the green accent design. So they changed all the light to match HHN. All right, let's see what changes have happened over here in the past week and a half. It looks like all the foggers are now covered up and hidden behind the shrubs. All the stages are looking about the same. Not too much has changed on them. All right, then over here on the stage, they've added a victim underneath this tarp, and then this is where all those glasses were, so I'm guessing they added a head or something on top of it. All right, let's pop into Five and Dime, see if there's anything new. $75 for this Freddy onesie, $50 for this kind of dirty wash to it. I don't know how I like that. Just kind of looks like you've been playing video games for a week straight and haven't showered. It says Five Nights at Freddy's on it on one of the legs. $45 for a Five Nights at Freddy's blanket. They have all the characters right there. We've also gotten a new Megan Pop for $22. Some victims have been added on this stage, so you can see their head right there. And if you look right down here, you're gonna see they're on their knees. And then also on this table, a grotesque show element has appeared. Half of the discount store is closed. I think it's just this little area now. All right, so this has been blocked off, and all that remains is just this one little room with the discount merch. All right, then over here by Mel's, they've added a fog machine right there, because as you know, they're gonna have the little Mel's Die-In character experience over here. So there's one fog machine there. They've also added another one right over here is going to be the other fog machine. All right, let's see what's going on with the Halloween Horror Nights bar. So this is going to be the directional sign to tell you where to go, the different houses. Coming over here, they added some camouflage right there. Looks like some sinks. All the registers have appeared. They've added some lights over here by the trees shining up so to illuminate all the trees when you're coming in to the Halloween Horror Nights bar. But there's a look at the bar. All the vine work has appeared. They also have blue lights right there. They're still on. The menus have not appeared inside here. So it looks like they're going to be having two scare actors here at the bar. There's a stage right there and a stage right there. Last year, I think they had 3. But then also on this side, they're going to have the menu signs and then also the vine work going up the bar. Over here, the food booth has appeared. So they've added the vine work going all the way up. And then they've also added all the equipment back here. So I'm excited to try all the fun HHN food. The register has appeared, and then also the vines are going all the way up the building. So they did a really good job, again, continuing this vine work kind of aesthetic throughout the entire park. Really makes it feel cohesive. All right, let's see what's going on in 9 Crooked Lane. So the light bulbs have now been installed. That means there's electrical, so that means we got another cord to follow. So it goes all the way over here, wraps all the way over here, goes along the fence line. So the cords are going along the fence line. They're bunched up there. Now they're going up here. They're following. Where's it going? See, look, they perfectly kind of blended it in. This is what I was talking about when we were in Hollywood. The cord care that happens. They really kind of like try to hide the cords and the cord organization here in Orlando and Hollywood. It's just kind of like placed everywhere, but it's going all over here and then continues into the bushes. There's that one box that we covered a couple of weeks ago over in there. I believe that's where it goes. All right, looks like right here they've set up some more boxes. All right, all the pumpkins still have not been hooked up. Yeah, these still have not been hooked up. This tree and this tree have not been hooked up yet. This tree got hooked up. All the electrical is now running to all the little pumpkins over there. But yeah, there's a couple more trees they still have to connect in the coming days. Oh my gosh. It looks so different. Wow. Okay, let's go over here first, see if they've had anything new. And then we'll cover the house and all the details that popped up. They added a little cat collar right there. They also have a little portrait of a cat. They've added a little bit of ripped fabric right here. And then they've also added some camo over here for the boo hole. Cut up all the cloth so the performer can pop in and out. They've also added some camouflage on each one of the boo holes here in this kind of mini cat scare zone. So that all appeared over the past week. Don't you storm there, Florida. Don't you storm. So the house, wow, okay. A lot has happened. They've added the twig work and vine work all over the house. We're gonna come up here. They've added a wreath on the door. All the claw marks were on the door, but now they have all these kind of claw marks on the porch. It's little stuff like this, again, that makes Universal Orlando different with the details. You're not gonna really notice it unless you really look, but subliminally, you're gonna realize it's something highly detailed and themed. So they've added this little barrel, all the twig work and vine work running all over it. They've added some lights right there, so when this character hits the trigger that's hidden right there, a little show element effect will happen. They've also added a little wind chime, but made of bones. And there's another light right there. So when the performer hits the trigger right there, it's gonna activate something. The cauldron's here, and they've added some lighting effects down below. So again, when the performer hits that trigger over there, it'll hit a little show element with the cauldron. But again, the vine work and twig work has popped up all over the spot. It's all over the speakers. It's all over the side of the building. Over here, they've added the fogger. So the fogger is right there. Let's loop around. Oh, it looks like all the food booths have been added over there. We'll see that in a second. But again, the vine work and twig work are continuing around the back side of the house. There's a massive yarn ball that has appeared right there. Oh, what is going on? It's like a graveyard now. What? There's little cat collars? Oh no. It's a cat graveyard. Oh man. All right, so socks got buried here, and then Bethany got buried. There's little portraits of the cats with the graves. Christy with the collar, Lauren, Bryce, Mo, Puppet, and Fluffy, and then Iggy. So if we look down here, looks like something's gonna pop up from there, but they've added little crows around all the graves and then a little crow on top of the shovel. So it was dirt. It wasn't human-sized poop. They've added some cat toys right there, little cat wind chime. Again, the little crows are hidden everywhere. And then, is that a fog machine back there? What is that? Something popped up there on the porch. But again, the vine work and twig work has appeared everywhere. This is one of those things you just got to see in person because it looks so good. It looks even better with the incoming thunderstorm that is about to hit. But I'm sure we'll see some more details pop up over the coming days of the house. There's another little cat portrait right here with a collar. I really hope these are all the designer's cats. Okay, so storm is incoming. You know what else is incoming? There's John Murdy right there. John. Okay, so John tweeted out this: safe travels, Michael Aiello. Good to have you on the West Coast all week. Super secret 2026 meetings. Today is more press tours through houses, mixing audio, lighting walks, and rehearsals for the Wyatt 6. Horror Never Sleeps. And then also on Twitter, it got posted for the announcement of the Chainsaw Man, The Chaos. I believe this is going into the DreamWorks Theater. Lose yourself in a wild original storyline as anime characters battle the Halloween Horror Nights devil who commands an army of zombies. And then also they revealed how some of the Chainsaw zombies look from the scare zone in some concept art. So I'm glad we're kind of getting some more promotion happening for that. All right, let's see what's going on with the food booths. They've continued the vine work everywhere. They have the lights, the blue accent lights. It's like some beer taps have been set up. So blue lights there, standard white lights here. Again, no menus yet. All right, thunder is incoming. The wind is picking up. Let's try to get this update done as quick as possible before a freaking hurricane hits. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. All right, let's see what's going on over here. All right, we got the food truck right here. Registers have been set up. They've got some batteries here. They're a little corroded. It also says food truck on the side of it. So I'm guessing this will fit in with the dolls. Okay, so one of the biggest questions a lot of us had with all the teasers was, what was the point of those TVs? So after Midsummer Scream, I got to interview Michael and John. We'll have coverage in the next HHN update about that. But I asked Michael about the TVs, and this is what he had to say. So in all the teasers, we've seen a TV. It doesn't really mix with kind of the conservatory theme we've seen. How does the TV incorporate with this year's HHN?
I think the TV incorporates with the marketing campaign, but we've got the bookends of the conservatory, which is where the event is set this year.
So it just sounds like marketing came up with the idea of just putting TVs there. It really doesn't add much to the overall theme, but we have kind of the stained glass design in the beginning of the teaser and the end of the teaser. Oh, this is exciting. I cannot wait to see the wait times pop up. Premium Scream Night is coming really soon. So this will be the sign for Hatchet and Chains. You can kind of see through, it says Hatchet and Chains on it right there. So this is where you'll kind of load into the queue for Hatchet and Chains. Look at the bridge. The bridge is like done. If we come over here, before you know it, the bridge is gonna be open for guests to cut through. They did it. They're gonna finish this before HHN. Over here by the Men in Black bathrooms, this looks like the entrance to the doll's house. All right, so over here is gonna be the entrance to Fallout and then the Gulkin. So this is where you'll enter and they'll take you all the way back to the tent. So again, over here, they've changed all the lights. Here you have the brighter turquoise blue, then you're gonna have the darker blue. So again, continuing the same lighting design aesthetic throughout the entire park. They also had another light here shining at something. It'll be coming soon, I'm sure. Oh no. Oh no, the Wanta Fanta bar has returned. You know, the AI controversy from last year. They're back. They're smaller little stands though. Wanta Fanta, they're able to continue kind of that same vinework design on even the Fanta booths. These lights are still on. I believe they're kind of shining at where the Nightmare Fuel sign is going to be. Oh, Amity bathrooms. The construction walls are down. Are we able to use them though? All right, there's another Wanta Fanta bar there. And then over here, they've added the Camp Crystal Lake sign to the Jason Universe booth that says, "Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake," right there. Oh, they got grills out here. Look at this storm. Look at this. Amity bathrooms are still closed, but the walls are down. So hopefully this week we get to go in there and experience them. It is pouring right now. They've added a fogger over here in the Wizarding World by the benches over here. We got a new promotion that popped up for the Black Phone 2. Now we first got a tease of the same little setup in Horror Unleashed, but I'm guessing they'll probably have the grabber maybe on the stage taking photos of people to promote the new film, but they have the telephone booth. All right, we're over here in the Club Horror. I've added some stages, so I'm guessing we might have some go-go spooky scare actors maybe there. But they've added some skulls on the truss work with like a splatter paint design on them. But yeah, there's skulls all over the truss work. Another little dancing stage. And then here a bar has popped up. Sorry about the rain, guys. We have Club Horror, and then we have a bunch of stuff they're gonna put on tap. This is where the registers and menu are gonna be. So all the little skulls got added. The stages. There's something that popped up on each side of the DJ stage. This weather's getting pretty bad right now. Chief Brody's car has appeared. We'll cover that again in an upcoming update. All the fun little Easter eggs that are added to it. And then over here is going to be the entrance to Jason Universe. You're going to enter into the Fast and the Furious queue, and that's where the house is going to be. We're going into the Toxic 20s now. You can see the fog machine has popped up on the side of the stage. But they've added this like green sludge everywhere. All the toxic chemicals are everywhere. Say no to hooch. The screen has changed a little bit. The barrels that were going to be here that sprayed are now gone. Remember they had those little nozzles that sprayed? So maybe they moved them someplace else. Here it looks like there's some sort of victim because he's covered up, and you see some shoes down there. They've also added another fog machine right here. Oh, the barrels have moved over here now. Okay. So if you look, you'll see the electrical running there, and then right there you see the little nozzle. So maybe it's just shooting out fog effects. What the heck is this? This is a little tribble or something. Oh, it's a rat. There's a rat slurping up this stuff. But yeah, there's the other little nozzle. These barrels will be foaming or fogging or something. But we'll do a deeper dive into this stuff. Again, next update, the weather just sucks so bad. Oh, look over here. All right, so to the newsstand, they've added the green sludge everywhere. It's just everywhere. They got the BuzzCon barrel over here. The little rats. The little rat looks like he's trying to wash his hands in the sludge. But yeah, the sludge has appeared. And it's even back here. Oh, there's a victim. Here we can see a skelly. A skelly's been covered in all the sludge. There's another little rat. What's this little rat doing? This little rat's having a little nibble of the goodness. I guess they are putting a food booth back here. All right, so we got the walls that have appeared, the green paint for the sludge, a barrel, and then yeah, here's a food booth right here. So it's got that same chemical sludge design. You'll pick up the food here, and then it fits in with the alleyway and that design. All right, we're gonna continue through here, and they're gonna have, again, the fences with a handprint. So I'm guessing they'll put a register here, you'll purchase the food, and it'll be kind of like the Quiet Place food booth where you'll head through here and then pick up everything at the little food stand right there. All right, we got some decorations for the tribute store. It says tribute store right there. Occult Artifacts of the World opening night gala. But first, I see a cord. So over here, we're running from here. The cord is going along right there, along the curb. Where's it going? Where's it going? That goes up the pole, and the cord goes to the building, and then it goes into that window right there. So the cord from the window is going to that structure. It says opening night gala. Join us to welcome our newest exhibit, Occult Artifacts of the World, and witness the cursed allure of the Pithos of Epimetheus, the keystone of the collection donated by the International Institute of Antiquities and Exploration. So we get a better shot of how kind of the Pithos looks. As you know, this would be kind of like Pandora's box that gets open. We talked about the backstory a couple videos ago, but now we get a better shot of how it looks. Covered up the vines, going over the promotional poster. And over here, we get a better shot of Poseidon. As you know, this would be the Poseidon's Fury statue. We'll probably see a pier. He's holding the trident right there, but it says, unearthed from a watery grave, lost statue of Poseidon on loan from the Global Discovery Group. Guided tours available on demand. And over here on this poster, brand new exhibit, opening night. It's going to be storied pasts with grave endings, weapons of ancient Greece, mythology revived. All right, let's pop in the mummy gift shop, see if anything has changed. Oh, this has been completely moved around. Okay, they have the grabber mask. They got Jason. Oh, this has changed completely with how it looks inside here. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Oh, we got Easter eggs. We got Easter eggs. Okay, we're gonna save the Easter eggs for an upcoming video. But yeah, it looks like they're gonna be having the arcade be the tribute store, and then it's gonna continue into the tribute store here because they have completely changed the inside. It looks drastically different, but there's a lot of Easter eggs we got to go over, but we'll save that for the next in-park update. Look, you got the curator right there. He's right there. The man, the myth, the curator. Yeah, it looks like all the Halloween Horror Nights 2025 merchandise is kind of taken over all the shelves inside the Mummy gift shop. All right, on the stage over here, the rat is slurping this stuff up. He is having a good time. This stuff's like a Slurpee to him. All the chemicals are now just everywhere in the scare zone. There's a victim or something inside of a barrel right there. There's a little light there. I'm guessing there's a scare trigger somewhere. We just don't see it. But a performer's gonna be able to come in through here, and then also can come in through that stage door like a speakeasy. They got all the sludge all over the police department barricades. Then the florist shop has changed. The speakers have appeared right there, and then also right there. But they've also added another little rat. So we're seeing lots of little mutant rats throughout this entire scare zone right there. All over the getaway vehicle is all the chemicals. Here's where the crash happened and where the spillage started. They also have all the electrical cables running to the power lines. They've also added 2 speakers right there. They've also added some bullet holes all over the vehicle to make it look like the police were having a little shootout with them. And then all the money is back here, again, with all the different chemicals all over it. But it looks like they've added a fogger right here. So the fogger looks like it's gonna be, you can see it running into the vehicle. So they're gonna have fog pumping out of the front of the vehicle to make it look like it just crashed. And they've also added stairs for a performer to get on top of the back of the BuzzCon vehicle. If you look right there next to the crate, there's a scare trigger. The registers have appeared for the Fallout food booth, and then also for the Wyatt 6 food booth, the registers have also appeared. The register has appeared, and then art has appeared on the Clown Cafe. They've also added the vine work all over it. So the Clown Cafe looks like it'll illuminate during the nighttime. They've also added the register, and then also a little bit more distressing, and the vine work going up the Funhouse food booth for Terrifier. The Want to Fanta bar has taken over now the Transformers extended queue. They've also added the different menu boards next to the Want to Fanta bar. All right, so some changes have appeared over here. This is where you're probably going to enter into some of the houses by the Jimmy Fallon bathroom. God, these Want to Fanta bars are like a Lin-Manuel Miranda cameo. They just keep popping up. So here's probably where they'll have 2 of the entrances to the houses. They're gonna be running the queue through some of the sound stages, but they have the electrical setup and then TV screens on each side. So this might be an entrance or an exit, but something's gonna be happening over here. All right, so all the power for the food booths are running out of here, the pretzel stand. So all these cords are going all the way to the Want to Fanta bar, and then also the cords are gonna be running to the kind of original themed food booth over here. You can see it kind of continuing over here and then connecting to all the equipment inside there. So some lights have been added. They added all the vine work all over the food stand. It's looking great. Over here, they've added the registers. Right here's gonna be the entrance to El Artista. It's wild that Rip Ride Rocket is now gone forever. It's closed. All right, so under each one of these coverings, they're gonna have kind of, I believe, a wood carving of each one of the IP icons. So I believe Art the Clown's gonna be here with a chainsaw. The Fogger has also appeared right here next to Art. Oh, they finished it, right? They finally added all the vine work and the trees that are busting through the stained glass ceiling. And then here's gonna be another one of the IPs. I don't know who's gonna be underneath here. And then there's another sculpture underneath this tarp. They've also added a character trigger right here, so something will be happening. Again, we have the carved statue there. There's also a speaker. So when the performer hits the trigger, something will happen. They've added some cloth here for the performer to enter into this little area. Again, this is the only one that a performer can really enter into because there's an opening in the back, but the speaker's still there, and then we have the carving underneath the cloth. And then we got the final two all covered up. So we're gonna have to wait till Premium Scream Night to see what's hidden underneath here, what they carved. They've also added a little light bulb right here inside the pipe. And then also on this stage, they've added the vine work and twig work all over it. So we're gonna see a performer here during the nighttime. Okay, finish the loop. Again, we're gonna do a deeper dive when the weather's a little better, but let's pick up a treat and then we'll review the treat back in the office and then also see all the new merchandise at City Walk. All right, so we picked up the Art Krispies. Time for your daily dirt update. A lot has changed. The big pile of dirt has been flattened down. They're now taking apart Rip Ride Rocket. It's officially closed, but they're taking it apart now, all the track. They are moving so quick on this. The cranes are up to take down everything. All right, we're heading up to the Coconut Club to see how it looks. We got the sign out. It's gonna be called The Coven, the Dead Coconut Club, nightly during Halloween Horror Nights, unless there's a private event. Opens at 5 p.m. There's gonna be entertainment, exclusive drink offerings, free admission, all ages welcome. So we got lights that are set up right there. We're gonna have some witch decorations with a skull, a rib cage. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna see another skull and rib cage. There's pumpkins right there. There's also pumpkins over there. Looks like some sort of cauldron right there. And then the witches have been parking their brooms. So I believe it's kind of like a witch university. That's the theme that they're going for. So they have like little bike locks on the witch brooms. We got some speakers right here. All the wires, you know, are still being hooked up. All sorts of Amazon boxes of stuff. Here's gonna be the gates that you're gonna use to enter into. I like that it looks like a little witch hat right there on top of a head. So you're gonna walk in here into the Coconut Club. They've also added a wrapping around the bottom right here. Then they have the Coven tapestry hanging. They've also added some sticks. And then also over here, they've added the brick wrap and then also the sign. And then another tapestries popped up right here. There's also some more lighting and truss work that popped up right there. But if you kind of look, you'll see silhouettes of some cats, some snakes, some death potions. So we got the lights that'll be shining on the building. This normally does a projection of like the Dead Coconut Club right there, but it's looking good. Before you know it, we're gonna be in there in a couple days. They've changed the store displays here for City Walk, so we have a Five Nights at Freddy's overlay. They have the static as if you're watching the security camera. You're gonna have Chica and Cupcake right there. Then you're gonna have Freddy and then Bonnie over here playing the guitar. There's a lot of merch that just popped up. $33 for this new Fallout shirt. Now this is gonna be the back of the shirt. On the front, it'll say Halloween Horror Nights right there. $15 for the Fallout glass, and then on the back, it'll say Halloween Horror Nights 2025. These I thought were at AMC. Maybe they didn't have the blood design, but I remember the Art the Clown popcorn bucket from AMC. Said $30, first refill is free. So you have art right there. This would be from Terrifier 3, and then the popcorn will go right in there. They also have the Megan 2 popcorn bucket. This was also at AMC. $35, first refill free, and the face comes off. So there's Megan right there. But yeah, I remember that at AMC when I went to go see Megan 2. $28.99 for the new Freestyle cup. Oh, they got the shot glasses. Now these sell out super quick every year. They only ever do like one shipment of them. So if you collect the shot glasses, come here immediately because they sell out and then they never restock. It says Halloween Horror Nights 2025 on it. And then you're gonna have the little gargoyle right there. $33 for the black light reactive apparel on the front. It'll say Halloween Horror Nights 2025. And then on the back, oh, this is like old school HHN design. I like it. You got the gargoyle right there, and then you have all the different house names on it. Terrifier, Five Nights, Fallout, Wyatt 6, Jason Universe, Monsters of the North, El Artista, Hatchet and Chains, dolls at the bottom. Graves of Flesh. I like the little accent of blood right there. $11. You're gonna have a Halloween Horror Nights 2025 magnet. So you're gonna see a raven eating an eyeball, but they have a badge reel for Halloween Horror Nights with a gargoyle on it. You get the stained glass design. $33 for the drawstring bag backpack. So you got the stained glass design right there. And then kind of this mesh material to kind of help it breathe at the bottom, but they'll have a zipper on the back. $36, they're gonna have an ornament of the gargoyle and the stained glass in the back. All right, for $60, they're gonna have the stained glass hoodie. All the colors are very vibrant and they pop really well on this hoodie. And then on the front, it'll be a zip up and it'll say Halloween Horror Nights 2025, but it will all be blacklight reactive. $33, they're gonna have a short sleeve t-shirt. Again, blacklight reactive with the stained glass right there. So if you don't wanna have a hoodie, they have this on a t-shirt. $33 for this shirt. So you're gonna have the Monsters of the North, and then it looks like the Grave of Flesh monsters. You're gonna have the evil girl from the Dolls. This is gonna be from Hatchet and Chains, and then also El Artista. So it's cool, we got kind of an original shirt. This is all for the original houses. And then on the back, oh, you kind of have that original kind of a bloody font that they used to use on stuff. Definitely original Halloween Horror Nights 2025. $33. This would be kind of the Scare Zone original shirt. So this would be for the original houses, and this is gonna be for the original stuff for the Scare Zone. So right, so you have the crows. As you know, the big murderer crows are coming to HHN Orlando. The Black Cat, and then the mobsters, right, for the Toxic 20s, and then the gargoyles. So you're gonna have this original shirt for Scare Zones, and then that's for houses. $24 for a pin set for Fallout. $14 for a little Fallout keychain. $18 for a peel and stick or sew on patch set. Yum Yum brand gummy eggs. I can't wait to try these throughout the season. Milk chocolate rad roach meal. It shows you how to chop it up and what it tastes like. Here's gonna be Sugar Bombs breakfast cereal. Mini vanilla cookies. $37 for a Clown Cafe shirt. You have art right there serving up some nasty stuff. Look at that finger dog right there. Some eyeballs. $24, they're gonna have the Clown Cafe pin. $11 for a magnet of Art the Clown. $20, I think it's a little steep for this, but it's gonna be a Santa Terrifier 3 Art the Clown ornament. $65 for this crossbody bag. So you have that really cool design that we saw on that shirt from a couple weeks ago. It'll say Terrifier on it. It says Art was here. It's on like a little coin purse. Along the strap, it'll say Art was here. And then it'll also say Art the Clown with bloody handprints on the inside of it. $15 for this Terrifier collectible glass. Then on the back, it'll say Halloween Horror Nights 2025. $45 for this shot glass. So you're gonna have Art right there, his famous sunglasses. Art was here, and then his Christmas glasses. $25 for this mug. Terrifier. Clown Cafe. Here's some Art the Clown cotton candy from the Clown Cafe. It's gonna be cherry cotton candy, and you're like, what the heck is in there? The little pop rocks inside the cotton candy. There's also some Clown Cafe candied kettle corn that you can pick up. And then for $20, you can pick up kind of a poster art print of the design that's on a lot of the merch. I love that there's the Universal Archway in the back. $22, there's gonna be an Art the Clown Funko Pop. There's a bunch of Five Nights at Freddy's new merch that we gotta show off. $35 for this Five Nights at Freddy's Roosevelt hat on the back. They'll say Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and then you get kind of the checker design underneath. $33 for this new Five Nights at Freddy's shirt. It's a little different than the preview merch. $35 for the Five Nights at Freddy's headband, so they're looking all cute and cuddly, and then they go all evil. Their skin is starting to peel. $14 for this Little Boo magnet. It's in the shape of a pumpkin. Here's the mystery pin set for this year. It's a really cool design. You get 2 pins in each set. It's gonna be $18. When it's completed, it'll have all the characters in the shape of a pizza. Now, the way you display this is in this, and you open up and there's a spot for each one of the pins to be displayed. $110, they're gonna have this really thick jacket, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. This almost looks like an employee jacket. So you open it up and you can see all the different characters on the inside with a black and white and red design. And then on the back, you'll have Freddy right there, and it'll say, where fantasy and fun come to life. It's all stitched in, not a sticker. $10 for a Freddy Fazbear's coaster, and then $80 for a Roosevelt button-up shirt. Now it's the same design that's on the inside of the jacket, but just as a shirt. I have no idea what this is. This looks like something I get from Hot Topic like 15 years ago, but it's a drink called Night Watch Cherry Lime Drink. We'll try this later in the season, but I feel like this is gonna turn your insides a different color. $5.50 for that drink. I said $20 for a fan. You have all the different animatronics on it, and we have a little kid hoodie down here. It's gonna glow in the dark. It'll say Five Nights at Freddy's. It's gonna be $50, and then on the back, you're gonna have that design that was on the shirt, but on the hoodie. $25 for this little kid shirt. So this is actually how that mystery pin set looks when it's complete, but it's a little kid shirt. $33 for this shirt. Blumhouse is coming to Hollywood for the Tear Tram, but it has the Universal Studios Florida Archway in the back, but you have Megan the Grabber, the guy from Freaky, Happy Death Day, and then The Purge, but it'll say Blumhouse. And then this is on the front, Halloween Horror Nights 2025. $38 for the phone cases. They all have the 3D effect. So you're gonna have one with the gargoyle right there. Then you're gonna have one for Fallout. Then they're gonna have another one for Terrifier. there. Another one for Five Nights at Freddy's. One with a little boot right there. Then they also have the Apple Watch straps. $40 for the watch strap, and then $20 for the AirPod cases.
Okay guys, we're back in the office, so let's review this new little HHN treat. I also want to talk about what's coming up. So tomorrow's going to be the Midsummer Scream HHN update, where we cover all the different HHN elements that happen there, interviewing John Murdy. But a lot of you guys were kind of getting testy about why the artifact hasn't been revealed yet. We were in California, right? So we hit the tier goal while we were in California. So I literally just flew in today. We were going to go on Monday to film an update inside the Orlando park. So the Usher artifact will be in Tuesday's video. We're filming on Monday, and it'll be coming out on Tuesday. I promise you, you're going to enjoy it. Give me a little bit. This past week and a half has just been insane with all the travel and everything. But here it is. Here is the Art Crispy. Little blood design there. It says Art Crispies Bloody Rice Cereal. This looks just like the box from the film. Not bad. It just tastes like a standard Universal Rice Krispie treat. So like a 7 out of 10. So guys, on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
I love the family.
I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Universal Studios and Halloween Horror Nights around the country. I love you all, and I'll see y'all very soon.
Daily Dirt Update. Cotton candy, and you're like, what the heck is in there? The little Pooterade inside the cotton candy.